I want to ask one more question specifically for as a female. When it comes to a lot of times where leaders get in trouble is around relationships and going outside of marriage and this or that. Is there any like one or two things that you're just like, here's just wisdom in the area of don't be stupid when it comes to people of the opposite sex or like I'd love to hear
Yep.
perspective specifically from you for so many reasons, Lisa. Do you have like one or two things that you're like, just don't be stupid and you just do these two things? Any thoughts?
We could end it with just don't be stupid. I mean, here's the thing. Don't we know when we're being stupid? Let me tell you something. I'll give you a case in point. When I was recording the audio book for Jesus Over Everything, I was in Nashville by myself alone. I got a message in my Facebook Messenger. By the way, I don't answer them. And I think a lot of leaders listening probably don't either. But I got a message, it popped up, and I happened to see a notification from somebody that I've known from my past that I had a romantic relationship with before my husband. And it was just an innocent comment. But I immediately thought, well, isn't this cute timing? I'm recording an audiobook for a book called Jesus Over Everything. And I get this. I haven't heard from this cat in, 15, 20 years. And I thought,
be with Jesus, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
and here's the thing. At that moment, I thought, wow. I mean, it was an adrenaline rush to get this message from this old person that I knew before in a romantic way. But I thought, oh, this is danger. That's what this is. This is danger. And I'm just telling you that there is no fire worth playing with that is worth losing your family over, that is worth losing your influence. And so, I mean, it's kind of like tell the truth immediately, delete that immediately, whatever it is. I mean, I don't even want to qualify what that is that you're deleting. Just delete it immediately, and not to cover it, but to get rid of something that could fester for you, because that is not something that you want to even entertain. You know why we get in trouble half the time, Adam? We entertain things. We just entertain it let's entertain it for a day or two. Let's entertain this. Oh, let's just leave this let's let this lie for a few days. No, don't let it lie.
That's good. You're preaching. I don't know. I pride myself on not asking curveball questions. This might be a curveball question.
I don't care. Ask it.
Like, do you like with opposite sex stuff? Like, is there anything that you're like? Again, I don't even know what I'm asking. Like the Billy Graham rule.
Right. Like, I know it.
Crazy, old school. Like,
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this? Yeah, you don't have to answer any of this, by the way.
No, I'll answer anything. You already know that. I'll be honest. I used to think like, okay, I probably like never ever text the opposite sex. But then I started working with, with men on certain things, and I thought, okay, that probably won't work. Like that's kind of going to be a little extreme. I feel like that is extreme. I feel like that it's one of those things where if my husband can't look at that text, then I'm getting into some territory that I shouldn't be getting into. There shouldn't be any text that I wouldn't want my husband to see. Like if there's a text that I'm embarrassed about, then I don't want, then I shouldn't do it. One thing I try to do with my husband that I think is really important is bring him into my relationships. So I think that's hugely important. The more you can bring your spouse into the relationships that you have with another sex that you're working with, the better. And so that's one of the things I've tried to do. There's a guy that I work with very closely who's been a part of my marketing process from 2017. And I could tell he was going to be a part of my life in a pretty major way because we work together very closely on books. And so I made a point to get to know his wife and his family. And I brought him into my family and that he would get to know my husband, because there's another level of accountability. Now, can something happen between, partners or whatever, the weird stuff that happens. Yeah, sure, that can happen. But it's a lot less likely when you're to look someone's spouse in the eye and, have a relationship with them as well. So that, I would say, that is something that I do, is try to bring my husband into other relationships that have to do with the opposite sex. I don't have a ton of friends that I would conversate with text wise, of the opposite sex. You would be one, because you and I have shared some work situations and we're friends.
Yep.
But we also have text threads with Becky.
Yep.
Becky's my friend. So I think that's important.